This video shows the transformation of my carbon fiber hood before and after the clear coat.
Stopped by Harbor Freight to pick up a little air gun, spray gun, sorry, paint strainer. Of course, you're gonna have to wear a little mask. You don't want to inhale all the fumes. And also picked up this gloss clear coat from O'Reilly's. This is around $30. Drop cloths to basically not spread any overspray wherever you're painting, which I definitely recommend. But I picked up the drop cloths, mask, strainer, and the gun itself for, let's say, yeah, not bad, for about 40 bucks. The gun itself supposedly is basically on savings right now, but it's been like that for a while, but it's like 14 bucks, $15, not bad. For the sandpaper that I used to sand down the hood, I picked that up also at O'Reilly's. I couldn't find an 800 grit, so I ended up taking a 1000 grit, a 1500 grit, and a 2000 sand block. The 2000 sand block I mainly use just for support, so it can be a nice smooth surface as opposed to just using my hands, which actually turned out really well, so I'm gonna actually use that method more often. But the 1000 grit and the 1500 grit work perfectly fine. The 800 I could have used, but it wasn't necessary. So if your hood is already basically peeled down, 1000 and 1500 should be fine for you. If you have a lot of clear left on your hood and you just want to redo it to make it look flush, I would recommend maybe 800. When sanding down, just make sure you always have water readily available, just so you can always have it liquidated. That was a weird term. So you can always just have it like whatever. The point is just to sand it down. Make sure that you're using water sandpaper. Just make sure it's always with water. And I forgot to mention in the beginning, but before you start actually sanding it down, make sure that you kind of clean up the hood or whatever you're trying to sand and refinish. That way that there's no debris on it or scratch up the carbon fiber. That would suck. But right now I'm still hitting it with the last part of the 1000 grit. After that, I got the 1500, and inside here I got the 2000 block, just in case. Just get that little smooth sand, but keep in touch. Let's see how this goes. So it looks after the 1000 grit. I'm gonna hit it one more time really fast, and then after that I'm gonna hit it with the 1500. Basically right now I'm just trying to smooth everything out. There's little rough edges right here, just make sure you go over it, see if it's smooth. And once you get the clear on that, it's basically gonna flush out, but I'm gonna put the 1500 on it after the 1000. Get it a little bit more smoother, and then just put the clear, see how it goes. I'm gonna hit it now with the 1500 grit. I'm just basically wiping it down. Nice white rag. It also kind of lets you see how it's gonna look when it clears on it. Kind of an idea of how it would look. But just wetting down my surface. Again, just trying to make sure that there's no debris on it before I hit it with the 1500 grit. Don't want to scratch the surface. After I finished sanding it down with the 1500 grit, I then proceeded to sand it down with the 2000 grit. After that, I proceeded to wash it down with the hose and then dried it off and let it dry out in the sun, not too long, because then I don't want the sun to affect the hood. But after that, I just cleaned it up, made sure that I had a nice warm area to spray the clear on so it can adhere well. So this is the video on that. Another good thing to mention is the gun. Some of them don't come with the adapter that actually connects to the nozzle itself for their hose. My best recommendation would be to pick up a adapter if you don't have one handy. This one fit perfectly with the gun. Pretty sure if you don't have one, you can always pick one up at a local hardware store, like a Lowe's, Home Depot, etc. Even McFadden's, I'm pretty sure. But just wanted to hit it with the first coat of clear. It's actually not looking that bad. Keep in mind the first coat is literally mainly just to cover your whole canvas. I see it as a canvas. You're not trying to make it perfect. You're just trying to cover the majority of it. So try not to go over it too many times. because then it'll look like overspray afterwards. But this is the first coat. It's actually not bad, like I said. I'm gonna hit the second coat right now in a bit. I'm gonna wait for it to dry, give or take about 10 to 15 minutes. Waiting for the hood to dry. Don't really like driving a car like this. It's pretty scary.
This is how the hood looks on the fourth coat. This is after letting it dry for half an hour. I'm gonna actually let it dry overnight. I don't want to put on the hood yet. I'm gonna let it stay overnight and then slap it on tomorrow morning. Hopefully you enjoyed the video and hopefully this helps you out with your DIY. Please like and subscribe. Any comments that you have, leave them down there, or any questions. I'll try to answer them as soon as I can.